Today I am here with a brief research report on COVID-19 virus outbreak. The coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic is the defining global health crisis of our time and the greatest challenge we have faced since World War II. We have now reached the tragic milestone of more than 2 million deaths, and the human family is suffering under an almost intolerable burden of loss. So let's talk about the causal organism. Coronavirus disease 19 is caused by a newly identified virus, severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2. A virus which mutates in a way that it infects humans are called human coronaviruses or HCOVs. SARS-CoV-2 is also a HCOV. Here are some of the pictures of coronavirus, that is SARS-CoV-2. Now let's talk about the origin of coronavirus. The recent outbreak began in Wuhan, a city in the Hubei province of China. Reports of the first COVID-19 cases started in December 2019. Coronaviruses are common in certain species of animals such as cattle and camels. Although the transmission of coronaviruses from animals to humans is rare, this new strain likely came from bats, though one study suggests pangolins may be the origin. However, it remains unclear exactly how the virus first spread to humans. Some reports trace the earliest cases back to a seafood and animal market in Wuhan. It may have been from here that SARS-CoV-2 started to spread to humans. Here are some of the pictures of the causal organisms of coronavirus. So now let's talk about the modes of transmission, contact and droplet transmission. Transmission of SARS-CoV-2 can occur through direct, indirect or close contact with infected people through infected secretions such as saliva and respiratory secretions or their respiratory droplets, which are expelled when an infected person coughs, sneezes, talks or sings. Respiratory droplets are greater than 5 to 10 microns in diameter, whereas droplets smaller than 5 microns in diameter are referred to as droplet nuclei or aerosols. Respiratory droplet transmission can occur when a person is in close contact within 1 meter with an infected person who has respiratory syndrome, example coughing or sneezing, or who is talking or singing. In these circumstances, respiratory droplets that include virus can reach the mouth, nose or eyes of a susceptible person. Here are some of the pictures representing the droplet transmission. So now let's talk about airborne transmission. Airborne transmission is defined as the spread of an infectious agent caused by the dissemination of droplet nuclei that remain infectious when suspended in air over long distances and time. Airborne transmission of SARS-CoV-2 can occur during medical procedures that generate aerosols, aerosol generating procedures. Vomit transmission. Respiratory secretions or droplets expelled by infected individuals can contaminate surfaces and objects, creating vomits. Viable SARS-CoV-2 viruses and or RNA detected by RT-PCR can be found on those surfaces for periods ranging from hours to days, depending on the ambient environment and the type of surface, in particular at high concentration. In healthcare facilities where COVID-19 patients were being treated. Therefore, transmission may also occur indirectly through touching surfaces in the immediate environment or objects contaminated with virus from an infected person, example stethoscope or thermometer, followed by touching the mouth, nose or eyes. Fecal-oral transmission. SARS-CoV-2 has also been detected in other biological samples, including the urine and feces of some patients. One study found viable SARS-CoV-2 in the urine of one patient. These studies have cultured SARS-CoV-2 from stool specimens. To date, however, there have been no published reports of transmission of SARS-CoV-2 through feces or urine. Here is a picture depicting chain of events for hypothetical respiratory foodborne transmission. Now let's talk about the symptoms of COVID-19. Signs and symptoms of COVID-19 may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure. This time after exposure and before having symptoms is called the incubation period. Common signs and symptoms can include fever, cough, tiredness. Early symptoms of COVID-19 may include loss of taste or smell. Other symptoms can include muscle aches, chills, sore throat, runny nose, headache, chest pain, pink eye, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and rashes. Here is a picture depicting the typical symptoms of COVID-19. This list is not all inclusive. Children have similar symptoms to adults and generally have mild illness. The severity of COVID-19 symptoms can range from very mild to severe. Some people may have only few symptoms and some people may have no symptoms at all. Some people may experience worsened symptoms such as worsened shortness of breath and pneumonia about a week after symptoms start. People who are older have a higher risk of serious illness from COVID 19, and the risk increases with age. People who have existing medical conditions also may have a higher risk of serious illness. Here is a picture depicting the different symptoms of coronavirus and pre-existing medical conditions and COVID-19. Now let's talk about the treatment of COVID-19 at home treatment. If your symptoms are mild enough, then you can recover at home. You should rest. It can make you feel better and may speed your recovery. Stay home, don't go to work, school or public places. Drink fluids. You lose more water when you are sick. Monitor. If your symptoms get worse, call your doctor right away. In hospital treatment, check the levels of oxygen in your blood with a clip-on finger monitor. Give your COVID test. This involves putting a 6-inch cotton swab on both sides of your nose for about 15 seconds. Give you a chest X-ray or CT scan. You may get extra oxygen through 2 small tubes that go just inside your nostrils. In very serious cases, doctors will connect you to a machine that can breathe for you called a ventilator. Your doctors may give you an antiviral medicine called Remdesivir Veklury. Here are some of the pictures of in-hospital treatment of COVID patients. Preventive measures. Do's. Practice frequent hand washing. Wash hands with soap and water or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Wash hands even if they are visibly clean. Cover your nose and mouth with handkerchief, tissue while sneezing and coughing. Maintain social distancing. Practice food hygiene. Throw used tissues into closed dustbins immediately after use. Avoid participating in large gatherings. Don'ts. Have a close contact with anyone if you are experiencing cough and fever. Touch your eyes, nose and mouth. Spit in public. Do not touch surfaces usually used by public. Do not hug, shake hand while greeting. Here is a chart depicting the do's and don'ts of COVID-19. Do's. Wash hands or use alcohol-based hand rub before entering and when leaving the patient's room. Listen to healthcare worker instructions at all times. Limit the time you spend in the patient's room. Keep at least 1 meter physical distance between yourself and the patient. Use an alternative non-touch greeting. Reconsider the need to visit. Example, use mobile technology to connect instead. Don'ts. Do not visit the hospital if you are unwell. Do not touch, hug or kiss the patient. Do not use the patient's toilet. Do not sit on the patient's bed or on a chair inside the patient's room. Do not bring anything into or take anything out from the patient's room without checking with a healthcare worker. Life after COVID-19 era. The current pandemic has placed the whole world at a standstill with nations going into lockdown to stall the virus's relentless march. Still, there is no specific data on when situations will stabilize. What is certain is that people are learning valuable lessons through this global crisis, and life after COVID is sure to change for the better. Sustainable lifestyle. People learn to live with the bare essentials during the lockdown. Healthy home-cooked meals replaced junk food. Closed shopping malls highlighted the futility of mindless consumerism. As pollution levels went down and nature flourished, people realized the necessity of sustainable lifestyle. Family-oriented society. During these difficult times, families are working together to protect all members from harm. Every member is assisting in household chores, along with caring for the children and the elderly, developing stronger bonds. Upgraded healthcare system. The pandemic stressed the need to prepare the healthcare system for handling rapid surge in the volumes of patients. Steps are underway for creating adequate capacity in hospitals to cope with emergencies better. Digital health technologies like the use of contactless thermometer are on the rise, improving patient care. Digitally restructured education sector. Even after the curve of coronavirus spread flattens, the virus will probably continue to exist. Wearing masks, using hand sanitizers, and maintaining physical distances are going to be the new normal. In this situation, to reduce the chances of contamination, educational institutions need to modernize their teaching techniques with smart technologies. Schools are taking classes online. Here are some pictures depicting upgraded healthcare system and online class during COVID-19. Here is a picture depicting COVID-19 improving air quality in just 3 months and family bonding during COVID-19. Here are some more pictures of the new normal. Thank you.